Hello and welcome back to Apple Park for our first event of 2021.
The M1 chip is not just in the Mac, it's now in iPad Pro, but it's bigger than that. We're bringing the stunning front-of-screen performance of our Pro Display XDR to our 12.9-inch iPad Pro. This is the new Liquid Retina XDR display. And the industry-leading power efficiency of M1 enables all of that amazing performance along with all-day battery life in the incredibly thin and light design of iPad Pro.
What is up, guys? Andrew here and welcome to Comicbooker, all things comics from a creator. So, Apple just held its first big announcement event of 2021, and it was a doozy. And the doozy was just one thing, because all the other stuff that they announced, purple iPhones, Airtags, new rainbow iMacs, I don't really use those to make comics. No, the big Giga Punch in the face was the new iPad Pro, specifically the 12.9-inch version, which they're throwing a laptop-level chip into, plus a killer screen upgrade. And RAM. Did I mention RAM? Wait. Let me backtrack a second and offer some context. I've been using the iPad Pro with Apple Pencil since shortly after they first released it, back in 2015. Over the last half-decade, I have completely abused the system for art making, using apps like Procreate, Clip Studio, and Adobe Fresco to basically do all the work I used to do with a PC plus Wacom tablet setup. Why? Well, two reasons. One, for me, the Apple Pencil is by far the best digital stylus experience on the market. I love the weight of it, the feel, and the accuracy. Two, I have a very mobile lifestyle. Because I'm always bouncing between school and work and home, a lot of my drawing time happens on buses and trains. So the iPad fits perfectly into my use case because I can just whip it out and draw on the go. In the last half-decade of using this device, I've been enjoying how the hardware and the software have pushed against its limitations, growing more and more capable with time. Procreate has really turned into a beast of a program, and I'm so used to it now that I even do the two-finger tap to undo when I'm drawing on paper. Apple also added official mouse support last year, which answered my complaints about the writing and text editing experience on the iPad. And the new multitasking and file system, which came out last year, have been good steps in the right direction, even though I wish they were just a little more versatile. Anyway, my biggest issue with the iPad over the years has been the RAM limit. Let me explain. For illustrators, animators, video editors, and creatives in general, RAM is like digital brain power. RAM dictates how much data one can float and be edited in a program at any given time. When you create a file in drawing programs like Procreate, the canvas size and layer numbers are largely limited to the amount of RAM the machine can use. So think of it like having a desk, right? If you have a small desk, you can fit like some stuff on it, and you can only go so big in terms of like the sketchbook or the paper you're using. The larger the desk, the larger the stuff you can use, the more references you can have, the more materials you can put on the table and play around with. And it's just generally like more room to breathe and be creative. So I think of RAM like, the limits of that. And the limit is there to keep the program running fast and smooth. Because when it goes over the limit, I imagine it's like the experience you get when you load up the biggest brush in Photoshop in a baseline Windows machine. Windows will let you have a bad experience if you push it hard enough, whereas iPad will stop you before you go over the line because, they're Apple. Anyway, you get the point. More RAM equals larger canvases and more layers, and that equals more freedom and space to do more complex things. The first iPad Pro had 3 GB of RAM. My current one has like 4 GB. Last year's update brought about 6 GB, and I didn't update to it because I just didn't feel like the jump was high enough to justify the expense. But this year, with the addition of the M1 chip, the iPad Pro can now go up to 16 GB of RAM. That is insane. That's like 4 times what my current machine has. That extends the creative capabilities way beyond what I'm currently used to. And I'm so excited for when developers update their programs, especially Procreate, to take advantage of that. Right now, I use the iPad for like 80% of the comics making process. That remaining 20% defaults back to the PC just because it's easier there. File formatting, pre-press, funky digital lettering. I mean, I could do all of that on the iPad now if I wanted to, if I was pushing it, you know, but it wouldn't be as fast and easy. This new M1 update to the iPad Pro promises to really change all that. And with Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference coming up in a few short weeks, I'm really curious as to what software updates Apple has in store to sort of align the software with this massive boost in hardware power. We'll see. What do you think? Do you use the iPad for making art? Are you considering this machine? I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this while continuing to abuse my current iPad, which is still a beautiful comics making machine. I'm still debating if I can afford to pick it up since it's a whopping massive amount of money to buy. But let me know down in the comments if you're interested in seeing me review it. And that concludes my pseudo-long tech ramble. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, help me out by doing all the YouTube stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.